We'd like to begin this podcast by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Welcome back, Mel. How are you? Episode 38, Talking Couch Potatoes. We're back.
We're back.
How are you?
Good.
I'm good too.
That's good.
We got some very special guests today. I'm going to say it straight off the bat, frankly. We are a professional outfit now, and we are going to talk to the first ever in the history of Talking Couch Potatoes sponsors today, and I can't wait to chat to them. And we couldn't have better sponsors, frankly.
I know.
If you were thinking, who would you want to sponsor Talking Couch Potatoes? You wouldn't think Tesla, would you, for a start? we wouldn't want them. We wouldn't want Sportsbet to sponsor us, right? You know? So you guess who we got? Well, you got to find out soon. So stay listening. Mel, what else is happening? Tell me what's happening in the world of Free the Hounds.
The WA election.
Yeah. My sense is the Greens did okay.
Yeah, four seats in the House.
They'll have the balance of power by the looks of it.
Yep,
so that'll give them a bit of a nudge to the other mob.
Yep. We're still waiting on AJP.
Come on, AJP.
They might get a seat.
Oh, come on. One seat. A voice in the room for the hounds, for the animals.
Exactly. Yeah, but we do have other voices.
Yeah,
the Greens are definitely...
They're a great voice.
Helping us.
Libs, have they stepped in and made a sound at all?
Crickets.
Really?
Chirp, chirp.
Well, bad luck on the election, Libs.
Yeah.
Didn't do too well, did you? Does that say something, potentially, that people want them to have a bit more of a social conscience or something, or do something?
Know. We'll see what Basil has to say, I guess.
Yeah, Basil. Anyway, Mel, what else is happening?
We've got the Vegan Expo next weekend, the 5th and 6th of April.
Yeah.
Which will be really nice.
You love hanging out with vegans, don't you, Mel? You think they're great.
Well, it's just that when you advocate for something like greyhound racing, there's a lot of pain and harm and...
It's awful.
Confusion.
Yeah.
And some pretty shitty people. But
there is.
In the vegan world, there's more of a calmness and a kindness.
Yeah. Will there be houndies that you can meet, Mel?
Yes, there will be. Houndies that you can pat and say hi to.
I got a funny feeling that Jem might be going to that.
I think you might be too.
And I might have to tag along.
Be in for a little hello.
And Bo Boy.
Yeah, Bo's always there.
He's just a beautiful boy.
A lovely chap.
And can I say, frankly, both of our babies are vegan at home. They're plant-based. I don't know if there's a difference between vegan and plant-based.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But they're plant-based, which is an excellent start.
Yeah, and they love it. They love it.
And the other thing, of course, is we've got our Nana Bingo coming up, which we really want people to get behind.
It's the event of the year, frankly.
It will be.
I think it is. It combines Nana and Bingos.
I know. And Free the Hounds.
And advocacy and
greyhounds.
Raising money for probably the greatest cause that exists in WA, which is to stop this archaic, outdated, inhumane, unsustainable so-called sport. You could do it and have fun at the same time.
Exactly.
Couldn't you?
Yep. And you can come in your jammies like Nana would.
Awesome.
Yes.
I want to get on with it now, Mel, because I'm very excited to meet Warren and Joe Henry, who are the founders, seamstresses, marketers, the whole thing. It's an in-house family operation for Henry Houndwear.
It is.
Our wonderful guests are here with us.
They are, sitting right across from us.
They are, and they're wonderful friends of the Hounds as well, not just new to the podcast, new podcast friends.
Yep.
But well-established Free the Hound friends.
Everybody knows them, I think.
We've got Warren and Joe in the studio. Joe, how you doing?
Yeah, well, thanks.
Thank you for being here. Warren, how are you?
Matt, very well. Mel, good to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned, we are a professional podcast outfit now, aren't we? We have.
I don't know about that. We are professional that we have sponsors.
Well, Michael Jordan, he has Nike.
Yeah.
Right? Talking Couch Potatoes.
Everyone has to start somewhere.
That's right.
No, you guys are amazing. I just can't believe that anybody has sponsored us talking. It's just...
they're actually putting their mouths where their money is.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Brilliant. Thank you so much. And, of course, it's Henry Houndwear we're talking about.
Yes.
We are proud owners of Henry Houndwear attire, I will have you know. We bought the beautiful rainbow ones you did a while back.
Yes.
Do you remember the rainbow ones?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Being a proud sort of...
very popular.
Yeah.
Very popular.
Yeah.
Joe hand makes these things. These are artisan-made, limited series. I'm going to say artisan. I think it's a fair call.
Absolutely.
Handmade, in-house by Joe. When you first launched, if I recall rightly, you've sold 50 onesies, or was it?
Correct.
On the first day?
First one. First Hounds Day. Yeah.
So how are you going keeping up with things?
I set aside days because every single one is cut by hand.
Yeah.
I don't cut 3 at a time. I cut 1 at a time.
Yeah.
But I get creative juices flowing suddenly, and I'll say, I need to go and do some sewing.
And if you buy a onesie or a T-shirt from these guys, limited collection. It's a limited collection.
Exactly.
That's it. I'm not Temu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you can tell in both the design and the quality as well, I think.
I get bored with colours as well. If you were manufacturing and you sit and sew 20, 30, 40, it's boring.
Right.
Yeah. And we greyhounds are anything
But boring.
But boring.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So Henry Houndwear, everyone, check it out. The website is henryhoundwear.com.au. I kind of wanted to hear a bit about you guys to begin with, just your story. And because I know that you've got 2 beautiful houndies, Mya and Chekka. And they're both, because they're actual siblings. Did you know that? Mel?
Yeah, I did.
I was thinking about this today with Jem, because Jem said, they're twins. And I was like, hang on a second. So, yeah, really, every litter of greyhounds are just like a bunch of quadruplets, septuplets.
10 in this lot.
10. And they're all kind of twins, for want of a better, but they're actual...
I don't know.
Because you could have a greyhound maybe born in one litter, right? And then the same mum and dad from another litter. They're siblings. Anyway, they're turning 7. Well, they've turned 7 already.
Turned 7.
Yeah,
Yes.
March 22nd they turned 7.
Yes.
And you've also got, I'm not a cat person, I believe a rag doll is a cat. Is that right?
They are beautiful cats.
Oh, you know the cats, the rag doll?
She's a bogan though.
Do you want one? Another one?
She's our second rag doll. The first one was a elite gentleman.
Yeah.
Made you want to get another one.
Yeah. And then tricks you completely, and the other one turns up and says, "How's it going, mate? Get us a slap."
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go down the dogs and make a bet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how does Tilly, is that how you say it?
Tilly,
Yeah, how does
yeah.
she get on with?
Oh, she rules the roost.
Of course.
I think they're a little bit scared of her still, aren't they?
Yeah, they very much are.
Yeah.
You're not game enough to touch her. Yeah, the claws are just the giveaway. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just keep their distance.
Yeah.
And you guys, you've got an interesting background, Joe. I know that you've had a bit of a history in sewing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
alterations, that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. And Warren, you're more of auctioneering.
Correct.
Yeah.
In the auction game.
Yeah. And then you've moved into sort of designer wear. We could call it designer wear, isn't it,
Oh,
really?
I like that.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually Mel that came up with the tag, what all best dressed hounds are wearing.
Oh.
That's where we kept it from. So
Oh.
thanks to you for that.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
There
And
you go.
are you getting any copyright coin on
No
this, Mel?
royalty,
Or if
No way.
Joe sorts out the beautiful designs, and you're the man behind the marketing
I try
mind.
to do the marketing the best I can. I'm
Yeah.
still coming to grips with it all, but no, doing the best we can.
Yeah. And how's it going? Because I know you launched in...
That was
2021.
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're in
is
4th year.
is it expanding? Are you keeping up? How's business?
Yep, look, it's slow to get any sort of business going. You've got to get the traction. The markets are always good for us, but naturally you only have markets when it's winter time, so a bit hard to sell T-shirts and onesies when it's 40 degrees outside.
Winter is
So,
coming, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So look, the stalls are great, and we always have a good interaction with people at the stalls. The online side of things, it's always going to take time, and the best part about it is we are selling into every state, which is great. I've reached out to other advocacy groups or other adoption agencies, and that's how we started getting traction. Sent off a few garments for their marketing purposes and raise funds, and we're welcoming sales from anywhere around the country, which is fantastic.
Where did it start? Where did your foray into the world of greyhounds? Because it's a bit of a cultish world, isn't it?
Yes.
When did you first dip your toe into the cult?
The greyhounds, look at greyhounds in generally, and this is quite ironic, I suppose, for me. It goes way back to my childhood because my uncle and aunt and my aunt's sister and her husband were actually very big participants in the greyhound racing industry. So that was my first association with greyhounds.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of my youth, too many decades ago, so don't ask that question, at their property during holidays, just loving these wonderful dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, they were racing them. They were owner trainers, breeders, but I suppose I saw it from a very different side. To me, they were just
gorgeous
another
creatures.
dog. They were great dogs, and seeing them from pups being just newborns right through to elderly dogs that were basically in retirement on their property.
Yeah.
So that's where it started for me. Joe didn't grow up around dogs at all. It was all cats. The first dog she actually came across was when we first met, and it was my Rottweiler, my Roddy, next to a 1-year-old.
I thought it was going to eat me. And my son. For me, it was our son joined the army in the middle of COVID, and our daughter is only 16 months younger, so she was left alone, and so she came out and said to me one day, I want a dog, and I'd never thought about it. She wanted a $5,000 designer puppy.
Oh, that they fly in from over east or something like that?
Yes. Yes, with a wait list about 8 months old. And I said, look, I don't think we can get anything like that. And she sat down and she said, Dad, I want a dog. And he cut her off. He said, I'm not having any more animals. And I had said, come on, be diplomatic, push your case forward. So it was Warren who said, we'll go and have a look at rescue greyhounds. I was surprised because I'd only ever touched one once, and that was at the show that time.
That's right.
Because you had said to me, oh, they're really soft. And I said, no, they're not.
Yeah.
And so we'd seen them at the show and I thought they weren't even real because they were all lying down asleep.
Yeah.
And thought, oh, wow, this is going to be interesting. And so,
that's where it started. Yeah.
Can I check, Warren, were you like me, that someone who saw dog racing as just a thing you do and you go and have a punt, and was there a transformation that happened, or did you never really?
You don't think of it, to be honest.
No, I didn't.
And children from their family, they were born into that, so they knew no different. So they used to have dogs named after them. They also helped train dogs when they got a little bit older, and they were fully involved in it. But later on in life, you sit back and you wonder a little bit more about what goes on in the world. You become a bit more educated, and then it was and truly when we got Mya and Chekka and got more involved and spent more time with the people around the greyhound advocacy on the rescue side, that you sit back and say, we've either got to commit or what have we done with the rescue greyhound?
Yeah, shit will get off the pot.
Yeah, and that's really where it's come from. So, we've gotten more passionate about it, probably from my side of things. I sit back sometimes and there's a lot I'd love to say on the net, but I can't comment. But I'd love to say a lot more.
Yeah. And Mel, we had a lovely chat to Raymond, my dad, who growing up down south in a sawmill with a greyhound chasing roos and becoming informed. And what I'm proud about, Dad, and yourself, what I'd like other men to do, particularly men, is get themselves informed, like really educate yourself about what's going on. And then if you know all that, and you're still going to carry on believing what you believe, I don't know what we can do.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those things that everyone has an opinion and you're entitled to that, and there's people out there that are going to gamble, and I think no amount of education is going to change some people's minds. That's just the way it's going to be. But I think the more people that actually do get to understand what goes on, it does open their eyes. I can't believe the amount of people we still walk around with the hounds and they stop, they have a pat, and normally the first comment is, are they rescue greyhounds? And it's, that's the only way you can get them. And they go, oh, really?
Yeah.
And when they realise racing still actually goes on, that even shocks them. They think it's finished.
Yeah.
But if you're not involved in gambling, well, you're not supposed to know.
Yeah. Which is why we've got to inform people more and more, right? What else have you learnt about sort of life with greyhounds? What have you discovered?
I've probably laughed more in the last 4 and a bit years than I have in the other. How many? A lot.
Too many.
Yeah, we were only talking about that in the car on the way in, and how Mya, she had me bluffed for a long time. I used to ring Warren at work and say, she won't get off the couch, she's growling at me. Yeah. And that was because I didn't grow up with dogs. I was scared, and Warren's laughing.
Mya's probably thinking, this is easy.
Come on, go to the pantry, go and get what you want.
Yeah.
That was quite funny.
So she'd do it specifically so you'd get her a treat.
Yep.
She knew she could get you by that.
It was either get off our bed or get off the couch. Brilliant. But she only did it when Warren wasn't around.
Yeah, right.
That's funny. and look, even now we still have a good fun routine at dinner time. We certainly go through a routine with them. Checky just hops in and starts eating, no problems at all. She stands back and waits. Normally I'll just say, hey, you better eat. Mum's going to nick your food, and she turns around and growls at Joe, and sort of
he says, "Quick, the thief's coming!" And I only just have to look at her and point my finger, or I say, "Ooh!"
And she's off. And and that's a routine. She's got to do that, and then she'll eat.
But the tail's wagging.
Funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's something we've done with them, I suppose. That we've created a bit of fun for them as well, and anyone else would probably look and think, "Oh, that's a very vicious dog that's growling at you about food."
He's just like the Nunu, inhaling everything in its path.
It's all good fun and games, and the more we've had them, I think, and I mentioned to you, Mel, probably because they're a rescue, you seem to put more into them, and the more you put into them, you get back tenfold.
So much.
These two dogs they've created such wonderful moments for us already, and a lot of laughs. We're always in stitches with them over something. And as you know, Mel, you've seen them. They turn up to the markets. They're absolute clowns. Chekka in particular, he just wants to play with everybody. And of course, then when the whole crew get together, the association between all the Dodgems is just unique. It's something you can't repeat anywhere at all when you watch other dogs interact. So it's quite amazing.
Yeah, you mentioned the Dodgems there, Warren, and this has fascinated me. I didn't know anything about this until I knew you were going to come and chat to us. So I had a bit of a look at your henryhoundwear.com.au. I had a good look there. There's a bit of a story about some. It was a lovely website actually, and there's the Dodgem Darlings on there. I guess just tell us a bit about what that is.
Well, we had Mya. The next dog that Beck then had fostered was Jelly, and we found out that was my sister. And we were fortunate enough to meet Tracy, and so we got the girls together. Some months later then Warren rang me at work and said, we've been asked to foster a dog. That's Mya's brother. How do you feel about another dog? And I said, I don't know, because I know I get emotionally attached very quickly.
Yeah.
So I said, look, I tell you what, he can come for a play date like I would have to
fatal
any of
error.
my children.
Fatal error, Joe.
Let him come for a play date, because obviously I wanted to see how Mya reacted as well. So Warren went down and picked him up. He did say he heart skipped a beat because he went, I forgot how big he was.
Yeah.
Came to the house. I met him within 5 minutes. I went, he's never going home.
This is the problem.
Of course, from us and Tracy with Jelly, we would do things together. Then at your first Hounds Day out, we got the opportunity to meet the last surviving male, Bono.
Bono.
And Bono was a bit of a weirdo. So we were encouraging Tracy, saying, it's much better with the pair. You've got to get the pair. Even though she had a little staffy, get the pair. This is the Dodgems. Keep them together.
Yeah.
Cut long story short, it was inevitable. She ended up ringing her husband saying, I'm bringing another one home.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And that was Thunder.
Yeah, and they're all from the same litter. This is the Dodgem Darlings are all, and they get to hang out and see each other on regular occasions.
Yeah, correct, yeah. Well, you come across, obviously, Coco. Coco passed away just after her fourth birthday, unfortunately, and she had neospora, which is the brain disease. And then Tracy obviously had Jelly and Thunder. And then Lacey went to Krista and John, who had Coco, and then didn't get on with the cats too well, so ended up with another couple who were down in Bunbury, Miria and Jeremy. And unfortunately, Lacey had a snakebite incident very early this year and has passed over. So that was that comes a big shock. And then there was Indy and Marley. In actual fact, it was Mel that was the one that found Marley, so introduced us to Hope, and then another person in the greyhound fraternity that's Oreo the greyhound, through their post they found Indy, and funnily enough both were found on the same day.
Wow.
So all of a sudden we've got 2 extra dogs that we found. There was a group of 7, and as we celebrated the 7th birthday, we were hoping for 7 for 7, but 6 of them have turned 7. So that's it. We stay in touch, and look, it's amazing that we do stay in touch, and I'm glad that they're all in one state. So it's fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
And how many didn't make it out of racing?
One was an unknown, no name on the register.
Female. And then there was a male Slash.
Slash, yeah, he didn't come out, so he was euthanised out of the industry.
He was the most successful out of them as far as money and wins. I believe he had a twisted bowel or something, didn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
Thunder's story is funny though. Thunder was on suspension.
Yep.
Because he's one of those, look, over there, a bird. Look, someone's wearing pink. I'll just stop and have a chat with him. So he was under suspension. I think it was more than once.
Yeah. For not trying hard enough, they say. Yeah.
Good on you, Thunder.
Good on him, exactly.
And Mya and Chekka.
Did they spend long in the sport? Mya and Chekka, did they race very much?
Mya was 2, wasn't she?
Yeah. And fortunately, 2.5 when we got them. So they weren't in there too long. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I do want to talk a little bit about our sponsor for today, so we'll have to take a break and talk about our sponsor. Oh, no, we don't. They're here. So we've got the latest podcast sponsor, Henry Houndwear, henryhoundwear.com.au. Go check it out. It's a really user-friendly website as well. And you can see beautiful pictures of the onesies and the T-shirts, all different sizes. There's a bit of a spiel on the Dodgem Darlings. Go have a look at it, even just out of interest. But I recommend the onesies. Our darlings wear the rainbow onesies I've spoken about. And we've just bringing a photo up of is that the bow boy all curled up? Yeah. What inspired you in the first place?
Oh, I was more than happy to buy clothes for the dogs. Yeah. But Mya was a dog from day dot that roached a lot, and I didn't like looking at anything tied around her waist or anything that was seamed through the back, because I think that's so uncomfortable. I'd hate that myself. So I thought I'll have a go, and I wanted to have a type of fabric that was breathable and was friendly to the animal. And I just also found when we were walking them, ones we'd bought, we were constantly adjusting to keep them covered, and I don't know, I don't like shirts riding up and stuff, so I thought I'll try and buy some really good natural fibre. So I only wanted cotton or bamboo, and I had to have 4-way stretch so that it remained in shape, because some of the other people's I would see and it was all stretched out of shape.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, yeah, but I've had it for the season.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, it's a bit like your own favourite comfy T-shirt. You're going to wear it and wear it and wear it and wear it. So that's what started, and I think I had about 10 or 11 prototypes. Poor Mya. I pretty much every Saturday afternoon would say, come here, try this on. And also listen to feedback from people.
Yeah.
I sourced fabric that was either printed in America, Germany or in Australia, and, yeah, just picked up designs from there.
Mm.
But I have been approached by people who have got dogs with injuries, mainly dogs that have been severely attacked.
Yeah.
That need to have wounds covered. Yeah. For whatever reason.
So more like a compression kind of situation.
Yeah, or just changing a design to suit a specific dog's needs.
Yeah.
I'm not adverse to that at all. I don't advertise that on the website, but if people have contacted me directly, one was the last one I did, the dog was horrifically attacked.
Oh.
So they wanted something still that looked fun and funky.
A little custom one-off.
Yeah, yeah. So
awesome.
Oh, that's lovely. So it was built out of passion and practicality.
Yes, and also then I had to design something when Jelly had first broken her leg as well. Yep. She was constantly getting that foot on the ground dirty, the bandage. So it was designing something too. So I sort of designed something that looked similar to a stubby holder but longer with a strap over it that she couldn't gnaw her way up.
Yeah, right.
But it was breathable.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
I was going to say, what's nice is like 3-4 years down the track, we've been out and people are still wearing the same one they bought 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So the colour hasn't run.
No.
They haven't.
Yeah, we've still got our...
Probably not a good business model, is it? But that's, look, that's probably the nice thing about it. You know, as Jay and I always say, we're not going to be a multi-million-dollar business here.
No.
But seeing the garments on the Hounds is just, it brings a good feeling to your heart when you see that. But as well as that, the big thing is they are durable. Now, some people might say, $70 for a onesie is not affordable. But if you're wearing it 4 and 5 years later, look, people spend the money, there's no doubt. I mean, pet industry is a growing industry, but based on the quality of what Jay does, that just makes you feel even better again.
And then there's nothing quite like seeing your product in the wild, is there?
Yeah.
That's like when we see a Free the Hounds T-shirt, it does something to your heart.
I did that when I voted the other day. I'm walking and then this girl's walking with the Free the Hounds, and it was just like... My brother, comrade, you know, yeah.
And your comment about Free the Hounds, seeing stuff out there, that's probably takes us to one other point, if I can interject.
Of course.
Was where we've taken the brand and the association with Free the Hounds. I mean, that's been fantastic. And to be able to co-brand and actually have the Henry Houndwear brand going out on a label beside Free the Hounds, to know that our product's getting out there, but on the East Coast as well, but the Free the Hounds name is going with it.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's been great.
Absolutely.
I'm really, really proud of the association. It's just perfect.
It's the beginning of a beautiful friendship, I think, is the thing.
That's it. Absolutely.
And also, by the way, if maybe you're a lower income hound owner, I checked today, there's clearance items on Henry Houndwear, stuff there for $15. $15, Mel. I went to buy it myself. But there was only small left, and my princess is a little tubby princess now. She's fat and happy.
Don't say fat.
Don't fat. No.
Oh, fat and happy?
Can't say
No,
that.
Yeah, no, I like her when she's fat and happy.
Healthy and happy.
Yes, healthy.
Yeah.
Fat with a PH, how's that?
No, well, our boy was fat shamed. Chonky. I said,
Chonky.
Is his name Chonky? I said, no, it's Checky.
Well, this has been wonderful. Did you have any final thoughts for us before we sort of wrap up for today?
Look, just from our side of things, look, we're happy to be associated with Free the Hounds, and thanks to Mel and all the crew. Wonderful bunch of people. So to anybody else that wants to actually get involved, do so. Great group of people to get involved with and a great cause. So, it's fantastic.
Thank you so much, guys. You mean the world to us. It's nice to have just nice people around. It makes life a little bit easier when you're dealing with a subject like this, because it can be really harrowing. It can be awful.
Yep.
So it's lovely to have.
We don't know how you
people.
do it all the time, Mel. I'll be honest.
No.
Got to keep it going.
Yep.
4 hours sleep a week.
Yeah.
All right, that'll have to do for today.
Okay.
Thank you again so much. Don't forget Henry Houndwear. henryhoundwear.com.au. Check it out. At least go and have a look at it. And
Absolutely.
I reckon it'll be like, a foster fail. I'm just going to check the website out, and then, you've got a basket full of stuff by the time you're done. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Told you, Mel, how wonderful our sponsors are.
They're great.
Yeah. And
Really.
they're not just in it to make a couple of bucks and make some clothes, which
Absolutely
I frankly hope they do. I hope they make a fortune. But they're in it because they love hounds.
Yep.
Joe, I like the way Joe was speaking about the inspiration was just to give quality and consideration to these unique creatures and their unique needs.
Yep.
And as I said, we're clients. We've got a couple of the designer wear.
Yes.
And they love it.
I would love my dog to be in the designer wear, but she will not wear clothes.
Really?
She just
she's
will
a
not.
she's a
nudist.
Nudist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Did you get that from you, Mel? 'Cause
Absolutely not.
no. Remember that first pajama party I came round, and you said, and you weren't in your pajamas, and I said, Mel.
Yes, because I was wearing neck to toe
safety wear.
Onesie.
You're wearing safety wear. Yeah. Anyway, please support Henry Houndwear. They're awesome.
And even if you just go to the website and have a look at their houndies, they are the most beautiful colour.
Yeah, and they're big fellas, aren't they?
Maya's not.
No.
Chekka, yes.
Chekka.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, and they pose
Beautiful
well.
colours.
They're very photogenic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
Check it out.
That'll do for us today, I think, Mel.
Yes, it will.
We've gone on long enough.
Yes, you have.
Hang around for episode 39. Keep listening. Keep buying designer wear for your hounds. Keep advocating. Keep raising your voice. So one day, Mel, we will release the hounds.